Day 132. Oh, Wyoming is fucking cold, man. I woke up on a park bench, freezing and wet. Wandering around looking for outlets, but none of them are active. They turn off the breakers to everything. This is their public restroom. It's all locked up. I'm thinking about shit right in front of the door because I gotta go. And where do you go? Where do you gotta go? For some reason, my phone isn't charging. My battery cable is plugged in, but it says there's issues, so I don't know what that's about. It's not saying it's wet, it's just saying it's slow charging and that my cable might be damaged. It's the only cable I have, so I'm not sure. I just want somewhere warm. I was hoping to come into this bathroom and dry some of my stuff off because everything is soaked. I went to sleep on a park bench. There was a meteor shower. That was pretty cool. But I woke up frozen and wet because, you know, it is the middle of August, so it should be 30 degrees. That's just natural. Where the fuck am I? Siberia? Ugh. Anyway, I'm trying to find a place to plug my stuff in. And I think I have enough left for a cup of coffee. I'm not sure. I might just be shaking some grounds into, you know, what's left in my bag into a thing and warming it up and pretending it's coffee. But I need anything for the heat right now because it fucking sucks. It's probably 30 degrees, 35 tops. It hurts. It hurts. How do people live like this, man? If this is summer, what is winter? No thank you, man. I want to go back to Arizona. Fuck all this cold. Alright, I need to find outlets. Well, at least the doors unlocked at 6 a.m. so I didn't have to poop in the grate. Unfortunately, the outlets they have, none of them work. They have outlets in this pavilion, but they're all locked up. Well, the breaker box is, so none of them work. They did not make it easy to be a homeless dude in this town. I went into the bathroom and used their hand dryer, though, to dry off my sleeping bag because everything was soaked. Well, not everything. The sleeping bag was horribly soaked, and my puffy, and my gloves, my hat. There was a lot of condensation at that park. I slept up on a picnic table, hoping that would get me high enough away from the grass to where I wouldn't be all wet, but nah. Woke up soaked, and my sleeping bag was so bad that I was forced to just use that hand dryer like 20 times to dry it out, but it totally worked. Now I'm on the quest for electricity. I am in a desperate way. Been trying to upload a video all night, and only a 30-minute one, man. Still, it's not even close. Been trying to upload that one since last week sometime. While the thing on my phone says 5G, it is a lie. It is a lie. All right, let's see where we can score some electricity in this town. I found myself an unattended socket in front of this coffee joint right here. Nice. They weren't open yet, but you know, the lady came out. She was sweeping. I was like, "Hey, can I use your outlets?" She's like, "Yeah, of course." And while I'm standing here, a dude shows up to get coffee. Named Rob. Thanks, Rob. Struck up a conversation with him as I do. You know, I'm a chatty guy. And he's going out to do the winds as well. He's going to stay out there for a week. So we're chatting about that. You know, he's into through hiking and mildly envious of what I do, but you know, most people can't do this because they have lives. But he was like, "Hey man, can I buy you a coffee?" I was like, "Awesome, yeah, please, thank you." And then he was like, "Would you like anything to eat? You look like you use some calories." And, you know, thank you. I was like, can I get a breakfast burrito? And he's like, "Make it 2." You know, I was like, "Awesome." So, you know, now I got more food than I know what to do with. I'm gonna eat it. I'm charging my electronics, drink my coffee, and I'm not a vagabond vagrant because we have purchased stuff, so I'm allowed to hang out here for a while. I don't like just sitting on your porch and stealing your electricity. I will, but I don't like doing it. Ooh, maybe they have Wi-Fi here. I better ask. Should really hang out here more often. While I was sitting here, a nice woman named Katie came by and gave me a, what's that, a waffle-covered chocolate, kind of like a donut. She's like, "You look like you could use some calories. I heard you're talking to this guy out here." She has a friend that did the AT, so she understands hikers. Thank you. Quick stop by the visitor center. They had a hiker box. They give out a free pantry meal. I don't know if I like it, but it's free, so I will eat it. Nice place. They had a hiker box. I got some patches for my tent. Some nylon patches. That's kind of nice. Okay, let's go hiking. We made it back up to where we left off, the Green River. You might recognize some of these mountains, like that monolith way over there, kind of hidden by the trees. The unfortunate situation is Lucky Strike lost her keys to her van on the last stretch. And to get a locksmith out here is not easy. So she has managed to get that. We'll see if he gets here, because unfortunately all of our food is locked in her car. So if that, if that works, we're gonna wait for that to happen, and then move the other van 3 days away, hike back to here, and then that's where we lose Big Red, unfortunately. And he is kind of the glue that binds us together. And then after that we go back up to Idaho and start hiking south again. So we're probably not going to do many miles today, because we have to wait for the locksmith. But I'm not in a real hurry. I don't like this new neck buff. Not a fan. Anyway, most annoying part of this is I've tried to upload day 112 again. As soon as we were headed near Pinedale, I just turned it on, even though there wasn't service. As soon as I got service, I started doing my YouTube thing, even though it was weak and low. And it was going very, very slowly. It went all night long, and when we left town, I was at 96%. So close. But that last 4%, you don't know with YouTube. It could take 10 minutes, it could take 10 hours. You really don't know. So it's not going to be like, hey guys, let's just hang out while I wait for that other 6% or 4% or wherever the fuck I was at. 96% is what I was at. Yeah, so 4%. I can't do that, because I don't know how long it's going to take. So yeah, maybe in the next town. I'll keep trying, plugging away at it, just running out of storage space, as per usual. So the locksmith showed up. He brought a bunch of tools, and he's sitting there cutting keys by hand, reading a computer screen, and he's got little doodads and whatnot. It's pretty interesting. We both watched the same guy on YouTube, the lock-picking lawyer. So we had good discussions about that, because that guy is just fascinating. He can pick a lock so quick. There's no lock that guy can't get into. He's probably the best there is at picking a lock, as far as I've seen. And this guy agrees, and he's in the business, so I know he knows. But it's interesting, because, keys have chips and things in them nowadays, so he's doing something to bypass it, and I'm not sure what. I'm trying to watch to figure it out, but I don't know, a lot going on, really. So this group here, they're going out, but they didn't bring paracord, and they were like, oh, we're just gonna take it to a in and out day hike kind of thing, because we can't hang our food. And I was like, oh hey, no, I got some paracord, man. So I went and searched in my bag, and I grabbed some from the looking glass out of their hiker box, and I've been carrying around just in case. Evidently this was my just in case. And, they come over and like, hey, can we give you some money for that? I'm like, oh, hell no, just pay it forward, because that's how it works out here. I mean, I like taking money and stuff, but not when I'm giving you something that changes it. I'm supposed to give something out of the goodness of my heart. That's why I was carrying the whole thing. I didn't know I was carrying paracord, but now I know. But I asked him, would you have really canceled your hike? You came all the way out here, you're ready, you're prepared, just because of paracord? And the guy's like, well, I work for search and rescue, and I've seen some things in this area to make me weary enough to where I would not hike out here without a bear hang. And I was like, dude, I sleep with my food every single night. And he's like, well, and chances are low that you'll die. But he's like, I've seen some stuff out here. So yeah, they were willing to cancel their hike for paracord. Crazy. Glad I was here, had what they needed. Everything works out for a reason. Well, the plan changed a little bit. The guy that came out to help get the car open, the locksmith, he didn't download his latest app, because she has a key that has a chip in it, and he had to do stuff and whatnot, and he didn't have the latest version, and there's no service up there. So he had to drive all the way back into town, which is another couple of hours round trip, just to get service for just a couple minutes. That's all it took. And then he came back, and 5 minutes after he came back, everything was done. I mean, he was really good at what he did, but he just didn't download the latest version for his little thing that programs the chips. So the day was much later than we expected, so we're like, yeah, screw it, why hike today? Let's go to this hot spring down here, hang out there, and then we'll go to the trailhead, we'll sleep there, and then we'll start hiking early in the morning. And we were all on board with that. It sounds like fun. I don't know where this hot spring is. I'm assuming it's right down there. He says it's right down there. I do see that little ring going on. But it's not very popular, so that makes me wonder. It's going to be good times regardless. These hot springs are real different from the last ones we were at. This one is so intensely hot that I stood in it for just a second and I could not get out fast enough. I was in not just pain, but extreme pain. Excuse me. This one way more tolerable, but if you sit here, you can feel it coming through the rocks. You can tell they remake them every year. Red was like, oh, they were different shapes. Well, when you look at them, you see the ruins of old ones past. But they go all the way up and down here. I don't know, maybe back there because I see rapids suggesting that there was some there. Probably all depends on water level and such. We hung out for a while. It smells of sulfur. We've had our fill. I believe we're going to head to our trailhead. Play some bocce ball, things like that. Cook up some more dinner. And then do a, I think we're doing 80, no, it's not 80 miles. It's 3 days, so it's probably more like 50 or 60 miles. Nice day. Okay, so if you come down here, definitely bring shoes. I just pulled a piece of micro glass out of my foot. I was like, something's stabbing me. So I squeezed it like a zit and picked at it. A little shiny thing came out, which I'm assuming was glass. Hard to tell when it's that thin, but I feel a lot better now. So yeah. And I didn't walk around. Some empty ones, so I'm assuming maybe they're seasonal. I don't know. But I was only walking around in the water area, but evidently assholes have smashed glass in there, so yeah, watch your feet. So we have made it to the blue line of the old CDT is what it's called. There's grizzlies around here on our drive-in. We saw 2. I'm going to sleep somewhere right around here. The van's there. They don't eat you when you're near a van. And Count looks tastier than I do. I'm skin and bones. That guy's still got a little meat on him. Start off in the morning. We only have 50 miles to do to get to the van that we just had unlocked. It took forever to drive out here, but fortunately while we're driving, I got enough signal to finish my 4% of upload. And it uploaded. Yay! I've been trying to get that one out forever. You have no idea how frustrating it is. Last time it stopped on like 70 or 80%. And this one 96, so to get it out feels good. Hi, very nice night. I'm not cold, the wind is not blowing. I should be able to hear a bear sneaking up on me. But we are on the other side of Gunsight Pass, which last time is when I started seeing grizzly shit all over the place, so we're definitely in their territory. I'm still sleeping with my food. Because, my tent smells like food. I don't know what's the point of stopping now. Let's hope for the best. Day 133? Feels about right. Sunrise is about to happen on those kick-ass mountains. I was just out dropping a deuce myself. Waiting for the guys to wake up. We're supposed to hike together for the next couple of days. According to all the reports, there's a whole family of grizzlies that are just, I think there's 4 of them, that are just cruising around here fucking with people. It's bears, man. There's actually some prints of animals on the ground here. It looks like moose. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and make another cup of coffee because the guys are not gonna wake up for hours. See you then. And we've been off for a while. We've just been chatting and walking. I got these groovy machines up here. These things grab the tree, saw comes out, saws it, and then it chucks it to the side. I would love to operate one of these. Bet it's not hard at all. Most things I've driven are actually really easy, especially if you're a gamer. The first 8 miles of this part of the trail are just road walking. Cool with that. Feel good after sitting in that hot spring yesterday. Oh, it was so hot in places. Just impressive. Could have cooked your food in one of them. Beautiful erosion. Rocks are one of the few things that the more they break, the more beautiful they get. This is what those machines do. Cut the tree and like shuck it. There's probably marks on it where the thing grabs it. See if we can see some indents in the wood and such. Ah, yeah. All those marks are where it gets shoved through the rollers. And they just kind of shuck all the branches off. And they don't even necessarily need to burn those. They probably will. But you can just leave it like that. It'll rot pretty quick, comparatively. It's like grizzly poop. They're all looking at it. Yep, semi-fresh grizzly poop. Not super fresh, but you know, it's a big turd. He's walking and flopping. Where are you? There's not flies on it or anything. It's not fresh. And the freshest I've seen are generally green. That one's had time to oxidize. Of course, the further we go, the more in disrepair the road is. There's lots of little water traps, huge puddles. Like this one here. But there's rocks or ways around it that are obvious. Ways everybody else have taken, because this is a perpetual problem here, I'm assuming. Oh, we got a freshie here. Put your finger in it. Show them how fresh it is.
Is it warm? Put your cheek on it. Tell me if it's warm.
Everybody get in and film this. Baby bear prints. Look at his little toes.
Look at all these idiots.
I'm filming you, filming me. But we all know what baby bear means. Mama's somewhere. But those are old. Those are not fresh by any means. Well, not today anyway. Yep. hard to tell it's the CDT. Not very well used. I saw him from behind the bush. He kind of scared me. How you doing, big beefy boy? I already got wet shoes from walking through a marsh earlier, so even if I fall in, no big deal. It'll just clean me up a little bit. It's been a pretty crazy hike all day, boring in fact, which I'm appreciative for. I need a nice easy day here and there. Finally, Count lost the Rochambeau and had to go all the way down to get the water. Look at all that water he's lugging. So much weight.
What you doing, bud?
I got water for everybody.
Thanks, Count. You rock, man. Oh, that's some good, clear-looking water.
How was it?
Well, it's good. I couldn't like top them off, but
Well, thank you. So we decided to start drinking. And we're only going to go another 1.2. There's supposed to be a really awesome campsite because there aren't many listed here. And it's supposed to have views of the Tetons and the winds. You get a sunset. And it's only 1.2. It is up a decent hill. 550 feet or so. And it's dry camping. So that's why Count had to go get water. Well, he had to go get water because he lost, which was a really exciting Rochambeau. We all matched several times, all four of us matched. We had the same thing. And then eventually Red won, and he was out. And the three of us went, and we matched 3 more times before our life finally count was odd man out. But we're all carrying a lot of water because of dry camping. So I have 4 liters on me. That's what, like 9 pounds extra? Doesn't seem like much, but every pound weighs more than the one before, I swear. Made it to the top of the hill. Good workout. I've started trying to walk different recently, and it is working out different muscles. I'm putting a little bounce in my step. Because Lucky Strike, she's the fastest out of us uphill, and I noticed she bounces a bit. So I started trying to incorporate that into my steps, see if it helps out. And I don't know if it's helping out making me any faster or anything, but different muscles are burning, or different parts of muscle groups. I like that I'm really good at holding my arm steady, so even though I'm bouncing, I can hold my hand pretty steady, and the camera does its own stabilizing as well. We have made it to our campsite. You can indeed see the Tetons out there in huts. Whoa! I haven't found where I'm going to set my tent up. At first I was thinking, oh man, I could do it right there. Have that Instagrammable thing. No, I don't want none of that. I'm going to hide in there. I don't want the wind bothering me. Let's find somewhere to set up. I'm hungry. It got cold. I'm wearing 2 puffies, 3 shirts, gloves, 2 pants, kilt. I'm not wearing my shoes though. I'm just wearing socks. My shoes got wet, so it is cold out here, but it is very dry air, so it'll definitely dry them most of the way before morning. It might be a little frozen, just guessing by temperature. Oh, I'm starving. I ate 2 ramens, and then I ate a breakfast after that. And yesterday I just consumed food all day long, just all day, and I'm just so hungry all the time. I'm disappearing at the same time. Not easy being a skinny man. People think it's easy, but no, man, I am hungry all the time. When I feel my core, I am just skin and bones. There's some muscles in there, but it's mostly just bones with some skin strapped really tight over it. I still got like 1,000 miles to go at least. I don't know how big Colorado is. Probably like 600 miles by itself. Still got like 200 miles north of here, a couple 100 miles south of here. So, yeah, 1,000 miles. I got this, man. I'm becoming a machine. I just gotta figure out a way to get more fuel in me. Done this before. Guess the lighter I am, the less I have to carry. Makes sense, right? So we're gonna play some bocce ball and then go to sleep because it's cold. I'm not gonna stay up late. As soon as that fireball goes down, I'm out. it's way too cold out there to enjoy anything, and they were kind of dicking around with getting the game started. So I was like, screw that, dipping into my tent. But they do that all the time. If it's uncomfortable out there, I give them a chance. But if they're not actually playing, I leave. I'm just gonna sit here and get my body temperature up. I'm wearing literally everything I own except my kilt. It's not good for my mat. You can't sleep with that thing on. It already gets holes in it enough as it is. Still haven't found that hole. Haven't really looked though. Got to be a place with soap and water. Yeah. All right, so yeah, nothing special. I'm going to sleep. Good night.